Hi, my name is Amanda Bariana, and this is my Unit 6 project on e-portfolios. The first type of e-portfolio I'm going to talk about is PowerSchool. In the readings, they mentioned using learning management systems as e-portfolios. I think that is definitely a great tool, and I think PowerSchool definitely fits in there. This would be a representational type of tool. It really shows the whole student, gives some insights on where they're doing, how they're doing in all of their classes and across the board for their education. So this is something that's used district-wide, so it can be shared through teachers in different buildings, through all teachers that teach one certain student, by faculty members and administrators, and most importantly, parents. Parents have their own login through Power Parent that they can see how their students are doing. This also is a great way to house basic information about IEPs and 504s. So again, it says basic information. So one downfall of PowerSchool is that we can't upload specific student work in here. It's more just a representational tool showing how they're doing overall. We can put grades in based on numerical grades. I do a lot of grades based on just completion to show where kids are at, and there can also be specific comments typed in there. But again, unfortunately, we can't put actual student work inside PowerSchool. One other downfall of PowerSchool is that we can't have direct contact with parents through here. Yes, they can view, they can see what we're doing, but they can't leave comments directly on there. So the next one we talk about would be Google. Google is one of my favorite tools. I know I've talked about a lot throughout the course. I mentioned that I train Google at my school. I really think it is one of the best tools to use all across the board for education. And that does include e-portfolios. So in here we can actually upload student work in a multitude of different ways. You can put documents, you can put actual documents that are typed, you could scan handwritten student work in here, you could put videos, you could put audio recordings, tons of different ways to represent and save student work and create this digital portfolio that carries with the student. So this can go from grade to grade. I teach 7th grade, which is the first grade in middle school in my building, so my kids are coming from elementary school. So it's nice that I can have all these portfolios and information shared from the 6th grade teachers in a different building, so I have some insight on where my students are at before I actually get to see them. In addition, with those sharing features, which can be shared between teachers, different student groups, administrators, and parents, with those sharing features, you have comments. So unlike PowerSchool, you can directly comment on Google. So I can open up assignment, I can type in there, parents can type in there, we can have a dialogue right in Google, right on the information that we're storing in there, which is another reason why I think Google is a great tool for an e-portfolio. Up in the top corner here, I just kind of have a sample of what looks like at the beginning of the semester for me. I start off by creating a shared file for each of my classes and then make shared files for my students as necessary. Talking to one of my colleagues, they use a project with a Google site to create an e-portfolio for the students. Now, this isn't as much of student work collaboratively among all teachers. This is just specific for their class. They have the students make a mock business portfolio. So in here, they create a Google site, upload some information about their personal mission statement. They have a mock business that they're creating. They make a market plan for this. They upload their fake resume and some personal achievements in there. I think this is a really cool tool to show how Google can be used, and specifically here, Google Sites can be used as an e-portfolio. So in here, the students are creating something and making a skill that they could actually use in their future to really create something to represent themselves and make that digital portfolio. I mentioned these questions earlier. I thought this was a really nice set of questions from the one article that we read, using e-portfolios in the classroom. This actually really helped guide my project here. It was this list of questions about what makes something a good e-portfolio. And although PowerSchool definitely had some takebacks or some setbacks in it, I think Google really fit well with all of these questions. So like first starting off with, can student work be made public? Most definitely. Google has all those features where things can be shared with specific people, and with the link, things can be public depending on what you want your share capabilities to be. We can comment on work, we can provide feedback. Google also is very easily organized. Like I said, I have all my individual classes, you can have students individually, there's tons of things. So overall, I really felt that Google fit all of these, is why I chose that as one of my e-portfolios. Last slide I have here are my references, mainly taking some information from that article that we read from Edutopia. So again, in summary, Google and PowerSchool were the two sources that I would choose as my e-portfolios. Thank you.